All right, wonderful people. This video is just to remind you of the strategies that we are practicing as we're taking notes in this book and looking for theme. So yesterday you read chapters 1 through 4, and these are the model notes for those chapters. So if you're unsure, if you missed something, you can always come back to this page. It's linked in lesson 2.1 and lesson 2.2 as kind of a model of what I'm looking for. So today I just kind of want to remind you of each category and what you should do. So when it says titles of chapter / meaning, you'll notice I don't have a ton of stuff written down. What's more important to me is that you write down the chapter title and why you think it's important. So for example, in the chapters you're about to read, there's a chapter called Presentare or to introduce. And I thought that was a good one for foreshadowing, right? It's really important because it kind of builds up. Jade's going to meet her mentor, Jade's going to meet her mentor, and then the contrast when Maxine doesn't actually show. So it's more important that you have less chapters recorded and include your thinking. So I would rather see just like 2 chapter titles and some of your thoughts than like a list of chapter titles and their translations. And then for the second one, when it talks about barriers, conflicts, anything that you notice that might be a conflict or an obstacle for Jade. And this is also where, as we get into the book, like how Jade starts to change is going to come up. And that's a big clue for a theme, both conflicts and character change. So if you notice Jade getting stronger or speaking up for herself more, or any kind of conflict will go in this second column. So you can just have a couple of words kind of describing what you remember of the conflict or the character change, and the page number is really important. And then last but not least, this third column, possible clues for theme. That's where I want you to include your thinking. And if you're going for an aspire to do on your notes, a good thing to clue you into theme can also be figurative language. So if you see any of those metaphors about shattering, about piecing, that relates to the book title and kind of the overall theme, that's a good place to jot those down. So you'll notice it's just my thinking, right? I noticed the theme of leaving home, and here's sort of the evidence I have from that from the book. I noticed the theme of class as well as race, and here's the evidence I have from the book. So just kind of a place for you to jot down what are the major themes or big ideas or lessons that you think the author's trying to teach. So again, just like with the first column with the chapter titles, it's more important that you've got less bullet points and more of your thinking. So if you only have 2 bullet points for each of these columns, that's perfectly fine. I'd rather have you go deep and share what you're thinking than have a really long list with short on your ideas. So this is here for you to refer back to if you ever feel stuck in your notes, and you're doing an awesome job. Thanks.